Hi everybody, Debbie Dubois here again for another video. It is Sunday, August 28th at about 3:30 in the afternoon. And the topic of today's video is going to be about your divine mission and following your highest excitement. Now, I think that most of you would agree that if you've been around the light worker community, you've already been following your highest excitement or you wouldn't be here. You have been networking with people who have the same interests as you do, soul expansion, twin flame unions, ascension, and all of those things. So if you've been in the social media community and any of these communities where I know I'll be posting this video, most likely each and every one of you are in some shape or form already doing what you came to do, which is to pursue your highest passion. But what comes into play now, especially in the times that we're in, we're getting ready to see some really incredible energies coming. We've got a new moon that's coming September 1st, and that is launching a whole brand new series of stepping into what it is we came in to do in our missions. And so it is no longer enough just to be following our highest passions. Because guess what? If we all just spent all of our time doing what we're doing right now, most of us, we won't be feeding ourselves, we won't be putting a roof over our head, or we'll still be trapped in situations where we count on others to provide what we need. But it is my greatest belief that as you start to find the way to follow your highest passion in a way that you can put yourself in service and literally make money doing it, that is what we're all on this path for. We did not come here to just struggle and endlessly give all of our time and then in the meantime squeak out a meager living, as a cashier in some, store line so that we can do what we came to do, because as you all know, that doesn't pay the bills. So there is the truth to the fact that each and every one of us, as we step into our wholeness and we start eliminating the blocks that we have to abundance, need to decide, where am I going to take this? So I know there are so many of you out there that are working for yourself. And what's great is that is exactly what my heart has always been about, is helping people get their independence, because there is nothing that is going to change this world any better than people stepping into their wholeness and contributing the skills and the abilities that they have to people who honestly need what they have to offer, and doing it in a way so that there's an even exchange of energy. As I've been exploring this path over the last 2 years, I have discovered that I had a lot of blocks to abundance. I didn't value myself the way I should have. And I know that so much of what we go through here as light workers has to do with past life, karma, maybe what we did in a past life. It lent itself to, oh gosh, joining the nunnery, becoming a nun, or, you have to be a wise monk and go sit up on a mountaintop somewhere and you basically have just this roof over your head. And, as I start thinking about light workers, and I think about, I'm sure many, many of you experience lifetimes where you were not comfortable with your living. And now here we are in a time that has become so commercial and so much about consumerism and making a quick buck. And here we are as we are going through this ascension process as the first wavers. And we're kind of still running some of those same old programs about not being worthy, or, geez, we left business so that we can do this, and this is my passion, and I really shouldn't be making money doing my passion, and things like that. That's a common place where a lot of individuals can get to. And I've been there. And I know people who could tell you that I've been there. And I've worked very hard to let go of my self-limiting thoughts and to realize the skills and talents, abilities that I've come here with. And if you combine the wholeness that you start stepping into with some of the skills, talents, and abilities you have, and then you find the people who absolutely need what you have to offer, you literally have the best magnet for abundance that can exist. So, it is time to stop treating what you do as a hobby. This is business. But it's business in the new way. It's not like the old business. It doesn't have to follow the old traditional business models. Now, are there some things within business models that will make this journey successful for you? Sure. There really are specific things that you can do to ensure that abundance is drawn to you. There are ways to ensure, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't want to say that time management's not important. You don't want to say that looking at your time and how you spend it and hours and how much you charge, and you don't want to throw all that out. You definitely want to include that as part of this whole plan that you have to bring your divine skills and abilities and talents to the forefront. Because when it comes right down to it, there has to be an even exchange of energy, or whatever business ventures you try to create are not going to be successful. So I thought that this was a really, really good time to start bringing forth some ideas that have to do with how to move forward in the light worker role. I mean, I don't know how many of you, have been reading a lot of the publications and articles and things that are coming out from way showers, but, the third wave of awakening is happening right now. That means that your next door neighbor, Joe Smith, who never really even knew what astrology was and never really even heard of a tarot reading, they're starting to go, oh, I didn't know that stuff existed. Not only that, but people are starting to open up to higher truths, slowly but surely, and there are a lot of people seeking answers. Now, of course, we always need to remember that the truth is found within. Ultimately, when you step into your wholeness, the truth is found within. But as people start to reach out and they question, you are invariably going to be there to point them in the right direction. Now, I would like to think that all of you are on the path to pointing them to where they need to go, to themselves. That is eventually where everyone is going, is to their inner knowing. I've been tested on this a lot lately. The inner knowing is something that you must find and you must stick to and you must believe in order for you to become all that you're going to become. But at the same time, you can't get there overnight by yourself. If you can, then boom, it's a snap. Everybody's just there. But I think from all of your own experiences, you would probably agree that this is a process. This is a process of awakening, and it takes just a little bit of time and attentiveness and heart-centeredness and connection to something, outside what you think of as your normal reality, which is your higher self, your higher intention, your soul's goals, that is really where the lessons are being orchestrated from anyway. So when you meet someone or when someone meets you, that's your soul. Your soul is trying to guide you to people who have answers for you temporarily, which will then move you on to the next, to the next, to the next, until you begin to arrive more and more and more into your wholeness. So there's so many of you out there that are on this path right now. I've been dealing with and working with many of you who are stepping into this, okay, I'm ready to bring my talents, skills, and abilities to the public. I'm ready to do what I came here to do. But what's really important for each and every one of you to know is that when you're really ready, you must think of this as your business, as the way you're going to make your living. It isn't a hobby anymore, and you've got to take it more seriously. And so through all of this, you really start to think and come up with plans and ideas and what is it that I can do to move this business that I have forward. Well, I am not unlike you. I myself, I've been a light worker my whole life. I mean, I have been helping people since I can remember. Back in high school, I was the wise person who always had the right words when someone was lost. Through my, I want to say my family years, I met so many people through my community, my work in corporations, that I was always there for, to give them the guidance that their soul needed at the time. When I decided to create my Facebook groups, I just established my truth and my belief, and people were drawn there. I've contributed countless number of hours to counseling, to texting back and forth, to responding to posts. I've done all this, but it's been recently, as I've started to step into my wholeness, that I've started to realize, I have a dual career track. And I have not really married those two together in the way that it needs to be. And so what I've decided now is I'm going to do that. Many of you probably know, or maybe you don't know, I, by profession, am a web designer. And I'm not just a web designer, I'm a marketing consultant, and I've been doing this since 1997. So most of the focus that I've had, which is interestingly enough, has been with small business, with entrepreneurs, with people trying to get their businesses off the ground. And my special skill set is helping people take themselves to the next level. And imagine my surprise when I started getting really excited about the fact that my friends in this community were actually getting to that point. I started getting really excited because I'm realizing, oh my gosh, these people that I've been reading their stuff, and I've been following, their threads of thought, and seeing the whole fabric weaving together of a fantastic group of people who have so many things to offer. I started seeing some of my very own, what do you want to say, friends, the people that I text with the most, that we brainstorm and everything, they started coming to me and they started saying, what do I do? What do I do? And I've had the great honor of being able to help a couple of different people be able to take themselves to a new level, create their website, create their biography, take their websites, which are quite chaotic, actually, because that's not the skills, talents, and abilities that they came in with necessarily. Although I gotta say, I'm very impressed by, at least the content and information that I've seen within a lot of the Lightworkers websites. But, what I started to realize is, Debbie, you've been missing the boat the whole time. In that, not really, because everybody is just starting to get to that point. But while I'm also, of course, doing website for business, My greatest joy and my greatest love is, of course, ascension. My greatest love and passion is twin flame, twin soul union, um, growth into wholeness, removing blocks and obstacles, overcoming triggers. And I found it very interesting and exciting when it dawned on me, oh my gosh, I can be of help to the Lightworker community. And that, in a sense, is what made me realize that things are just perfectly timed the way they're supposed to. I have become so well versed in web design at this point that my ability to look at someone's website and really take a quick overview glance and crank out a website evaluation and findings has become like second nature to me. Been getting a lot of practice in that. There's so many ways that I can help the Lightworker community, and over the next several weeks, I'm going to be outlining those. I've given thought to creating, a group where, you can, if you are a client in any shape or form of mine, we would have special, working sessions, either through video or maybe just conference calls or things of that nature to brainstorm and talk about moving business forward. I have planned on doing some videos that I would like to make accessible to the Lightworkers who feel that they're ready to move into that new stage of really considering their selves in business. I know that I'm going to be offering web design services. Not necessarily, there are some of you who don't have websites, but there are those of you that do have websites. And I know that I can take your websites to a brand new level, and I can do it with you hand in hand. So it wouldn't be like me taking over and being the, person that does your website. It'd be more like, it can be structured in many different ways. Some people really need that. Some people just don't have time to do the website and they're like, oh God, just please take that over for me. But then there are other people who are like, no, I really want to be involved. So how can I be involved in making sure that everybody's websites get taken to the next level? Really dedicated and focused on doing that for the community. I think it's a wonderful way to put my skills, talents, and abilities to use in a way that will make a big difference. And, just like anything else, I don't do that for free, and I don't want anyone else to do their work for free. I think that maybe what we need to do is we need to really look at how can we all work together in this community to take advantage of wonderful opportunities that there are beginning to be for people who are just starting to wake up and they're, not exactly sure where to go. And they need the guidance that the light worker or way shower or lighthouse can give them. And I think you'll find out that everybody's got a different set of talent, skills, and abilities. Some people are actually teachers. Some people are providing soul guidance. Some people are just holding the light and saying, do as I do, and not really doing anything more than that. There are so many different roles in this whole awakening. It's one big group energy that is working here together. So I would like to encourage us all to start thinking of ways that we can expand into abundance. That is what the rest of this year going into 2017 is about. You're starting to come into your wholeness. You're starting to know your personal power. You're starting to stand in your truth. You're starting to let go of all those things that have kept you from moving forward. Now, if you haven't gotten to that place, well, there's still a lot of help available for you to start moving into that space of wholeness. There are those of us who have arrived there, not necessarily ahead of you, but in this time space, yes, we are here on the shore saying, over here, don't get lost. You know, we're pulling for you this way, don't get stuck. Yes, there are those of us who in this time space have gotten to a place where we can be of great value and great help. Everybody's at a different place on their path. And that's what makes it wonderful for light workers. We're all needed. We're all part of this fabric. And so I just felt that it was a very important time to bring all this up, and I want to start sharing what I do and what I can contribute. I'm going to do a video that is going to be on my True Sacred Union website that talks about the skills, talents, and abilities I have from a business standpoint. And I'm going to encourage every single one of you, just take the time to view it. See what kind of things you need to be thinking about. Ask yourself the question, is this really something that I'm supposed to do by myself? Or am I supposed to get help? And I'll tell you one thing. I think that there are ways that we can support each other in the Lightworker community. I had a very dear friend that was having some physical problems, and I hooked her up with another close friend who was able to help, who is still helping, who is going to help her move past this physical ailment that she has. That's what we do as a community. We help each other. I've been in spiritual service for a very long time. And if there's, if there's ways that you can support my business and my calling, I'll tell you what, there's one way. If you're hosting your website somewhere, host it with me. One little thing that you can do if you want to support the work that I'm doing, host your website with me. You're not going to get just, GoDaddy.com, okay, if you got problems, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you're going to get me and my team that, who do this all day long professionally. They're supporting you at not much more cost than you're paying GoDaddy. GoDaddy, the big corporation. So we've got to find ways that we can work together to expand each other's abundance. That is the new. That's the new way. I'm excited about it. I think it's wonderful. And I really look forward to finding out how all of us can pull together and figure out how we are going to make the difference that we came here to make. So anyways, thank you so much for your time. As always, I always enjoy talking with you, and I can't wait to talk with you again soon. Love you. Have a great day.